Hey guys, it's Mr. Ryan, and I've got a very fun book to read for you guys this week. Here this is Thump, Quack, Moo, a wacky adventure. Looking at this cover, we see a duck, maybe a goose, and a farmer, and what looks like a box of nails? What do you guys think? Do you think that the duck might be building something? I don't know, but let's find out. It's almost time for the annual Corn Maze Festival. Farmer Brown is very excited. This year he's making a Statue of Liberty corn maze. He's going to need help to get everything ready on time. And we all need help sometimes to get things ready. Maybe you have a school project. You need help from your mom or your dad or your brother or sister from help put your poster board together, something like that. The chickens do not want to help. I'll let you use my hammers, said Farmer Brown. The chickens are now building the fence around the cornfield. The chickens are excited. So Farmer Brown was able to convince them to work on his cornfield by giving them hammers, which might sound silly, but I think hammers are pretty cool. So I think that if I was offered free hammer just to build a fence, I'd take it. What about you? Have you been given anything else before to help do a really hard job? Maybe you got some money for it, or maybe you got some ice cream or a trip to the toy store. The cows do not want to help. I'll let you use my paintbrushes, said Farmer Brown. The cows are now giving the barn a fresh coat of paint. So what's really funny here is the cows are holding the paintbrushes with their tails because they don't have hands. They got hooves. The cows are excited. Duck never wants to help. No help, said Farmer Brown to Duck. No more special order organic duck feed. So Farmer Brown is doing a little bit of, what's the word here, guys? Can we think of something? I'd say, and this is going to be our word of the day in this sense, I'd say Farmer Brown is blackmailing, which is when you take something away or use something to get someone else to do something for you that they maybe didn't want to do. So Farmer Brown said, if you're not going to build my fence, I'm going to buy you your organic duck feed. I would be pretty upset if I lost my organic duck feed. Duck is now building a ticket booth for the hot air balloon ride. Thump, quack, thump, quack, thump, quack. Duck is still not excited. The mice are taking a correspondence course on meteorology and are too busy to lend a hand. So, there's another word we can use, meteorology. So, it says weather in that sentence too. So let's put a couple things together. I think that these mice are learning how to tell you the weather. They're learning how to be weathermen. That's crazy. Have you guys ever wanted to be a weatherman or weather woman? What job do you really want to have more than anything in the world? Maybe astronaut or archaeologist or doctor? My dream job is to be a teacher. The air is filled with the busy sounds of the farm. Cluck, whack, moo, thwack, thump, quack. The mice keep an eye on the weather. Increasing clouds, wind advisory in effect. Everyone's working really hard, but they don't really seem to be paying attention to the mice who say it's about to get really windy. Farmer Brown is busy too. Every day he gets out his sketchbook, graph paper, art supplies, and mower. He sketches a little, measures a little, counts a little, and cuts. Farmer Brown wants it perfect. So he's doing arts and crafts just like you guys do. Except his are a little bigger because he's cutting a whole cornfield. Every night, Duck sneaks into the cornfield. He brings his sketchbook, graph paper, art supplies, and hedge clippers. He also brings his night vision goggles and a glow-in-the-dark ruler. He sketches a little, measures a little, counts a little, and cuts. He's a little excited now. So the duck is getting some payback at Farmer Brown for saying he's not going to get his organic feed anymore. Do we think that the duck's going to change the design? Because Farmer Brown said it was going to be Statue of Liberty, but I bet Duck's got a different idea. The preparations continue day after day. The mice keep an eye on the weather. Cluck, whack, moo, thwack, thump, quack. And now, the weather says barometric, pressure dropping. That is a big word. Even I messed up saying it. Let's find out what that means. It's the day before the annual Corn Maze Festival. For the last time, Farmer Brown gets out his sketchbook, graph paper, art supplies, and the mower. He sketches a little, measures a little, counts a little, and cuts. The Statue of Liberty corn maze is finished, and he's too excited to sleep. There he is, finishing up his wonderful corn maze. Duck sneaks into the cornfield for the last time. He brings his sketchbook, graph paper, art supplies, and hedge clippers. He also brings his night vision goggles and his glow-in-the-dark ruler. He sketches a little, measures a little, counts a little, and cuts. He's too excited to sleep. So we're about to find out what the heck Duck's been up to. It's time for the Corn Maze Festival opening ceremony. The chickens are not allowed to use hammers anymore. The barn is not quite what Farmer Brown had in mind. And the ticket booth has a slight design flaw. So the fence is totally broken. The cows painted themselves on the barn. And the ticket booth that Duck's supposed to be in is a bit small. Seems like it's going wrong. But all Farmer Brown cares about is his corn maze. He pays $5 and hops into his hot air balloon. People finally see his masterpiece from above. And now the mice are saying, calm before the storm. So, do we think it's going to be really rainy? Or have you ever heard that said before? Sometimes when people say the calm before the storm, they mean right before everything goes crazy. So maybe Farmer Brown's going to see the new design of his corn maze and go crazy. Duck also pays $5 and hops into the hot air balloon. He will finally see his masterpiece from above. Farmer Brown does not look excited to see Duck there. Probably knows he's up to something. Here's just an image. Lemon looking down. And what do we think that the corn maze is shaped like, guys? Well, it's the Duck Statue of Liberty. The end. So, we learned that even when they were working really hard, all the animals, they're not exactly good at what they were doing. But that's because chickens don't make fences and cows can't paint. Sometimes we can't do it, but it's important that we try anyways, just like all those animals did. Have a great rest of your day, guys.